All right, third-ish to last voiceover. I might do a very simple, quick one for the final quest, but here we are. We're on Eridian Promontory, and really, when I walked into this for the first time, I was like, really, Gearbox, you left me in the bland, boring desert for the entire game, and then in the very last dungeon you introduce rain effects, which I'd consider snow kind of a atmospheric effect. You introduce ice and all sorts of environmental tricks that they had never implemented at all in the game, and I was kind of angry because, why had they not put this? Why couldn't the starting area be an ice wasteland, and why couldn't the final area be a barren wasteland? Wait, an ice wasteland? An icy area. A frozen tundra. There we go. That's a good word for it. Why couldn't it be that? Instead they had to make it start out and most of the game be boring, and then the final dungeon be awesome. I just don't like that design choice. I thought that's kind of insulting. They give me a really crappy finishing area. So these guardians, they are bastards. They love to use their little swords, and then you got everybody else in the clusterfuck, and it's just kind of insane, this final area. But there's nothing that a few bullets to the brain cannot resolve, especially when the guy's attacking the wrong person. Here we got the whole rundown. We got Guardians, we got Sarah Guardians, we got Crimson Lance, who are stupid enough to attack me while they're getting sorted by two Guardians. Hey, level up. Nothing better than that. But the good thing about the Guardians is they are XP feeding me. And I got my turret upgrade. Yay, all the way upgraded. So, the only reason I kind of did that was I should have put it, I might end up trading out my characteristics if I play through a second time when I'm like, bored or something. But I'll probably trade out my character specs for grenade regeneration and just put my 5 to there and then increase my turret regen speed. And I'm not sure if I've talked about this, but I think I might have, like, Borderlands as a single-player game versus playing it multiplayer. Apparently I'm getting a lot of critical hits on that dude. And I'll kind of give you guys my final review of it in these last two videos. So, I thought that I kind of like this game better single-player, just because in multiplayer you're fighting against your teammates for weapons and all sorts of stuff. And the funny thing is, Gearbox understood that. They understood that everybody would be greedy, and you would run up to a chest, open it, and hope that your teammates didn't get there before it finished the opening animation, and you could just loot everything, even if you didn't need it. They put in their loading screens, help out your teammates. If one person hoards all the weapons, then you're going to be at a disadvantage when you go into a big fight. And I'm like, no, that's not going to encourage people to share things. And I really thought what they should have done with multiplayer is, let's say a weapon chest, they should have had it where each person can pick up the gun once. So if I had let's say a shotgun that did 40 times 8, then everyone can pick up that shotgun once. And I just thought they should have done that. I mean, it's a much better system than the current one they have. And really, if it's a legendary, or if one person doesn't want it and one person wants 4 of the guns, then I'm sure that they could work out some system so that could not be abused. Like, you can't pick up a gun if you already have the exact same version of it, or something like that, I'm sure they could have fixed that out if they had that problem against it. So I thought that multiplayer, that's the one reason I do not play this game multiplayer, if I'm serious. If a friend needs help on a quest, then I'll help them out with that. But not if I want to quest or level up or anything like that. So I think that's my complaint against multiplayer. But my final kind of review of the game is, I'm not sure if it's current. Let me check its Steam price. I know that it's pretty cheap on consoles. Like it is, like $40 or $30 or something like that. But I know it's not really expensive. So for the price that you can get it, I really would pick it. I really would consider, I'd say pick it up if you're interested in it. And it is. I just checked. It's $30 on Steam. So that's a pretty good deal for this game. If you're interested in the sort of RPG first-person shooter-esque gameplay mechanics, then definitely pick it up because it is something that you will enjoy. But yeah, that's kind of my review of it. And you guys can always put in the comments if you're watching these videos. I know I've been putting them out at a very fast rate, so I'm not expecting all 800 subscribers to be watching the videos. So, I have realistic anticipations for how good this guy is going to be doing. But, I can only get so many. So, here we are just going to finish up these guys, and I'll catch you guys next video, because this is the end of the video, and I don't want to run over again.